Welcome to episode 5 of I Don't Know, with your hosts, Sana and Jackie.
Hello.
Hello. So let's get into it. Let's get into our weekend recap. Jacqueline, what did we do this weekend?
It was a long weekend, Labor Day weekend.
Woohoo. Always a good time.
Always a good time.
Yep.
Even though I didn't technically really have plans on the weekend. But I did go to Vegas earlier.
Vegas seems to be a common theme.
I know.
with us.
I swear, I've been to Vegas more times in this past year than I had been in my entire 20s. It's kind of stupid.
I'm glad that you're finally living.
Thank you so much. Is living going to Vegas?
Living's going to Vegas.
No, so I went to Vegas. It was a great time. I saw Shania Twain.
Fun.
Such a good time. She put on a great show.
Fun.
And you know, I think she's like in her 50s or something, and she just put on like a really amazing show. She had some really great costume changes. We love a good costume change. We love that. No, but it was a good time. Obviously, could only party hard one night. Some of us are in our 30s and not so spry.
I'm also in my 30s.
Okay, but you're like 30.
I just entered. I'm like a baby 30.
Yeah, you're a baby 30. Yeah, you're just a baby. Yeah, you're a baby
just
30.
A baby.
I'm 36, so I'm deep into that forest.
Yeah, you're about to enter 40 forest.
Thank you
You're
so
welcome.
much for that reminder. And yeah, so I can only go hard like one night. And we did have a ton of fun.
Love it.
Such a great time. We had to have a nurse come to our hotel room in the next morning, because one of us went too hard. Marissa went way too hard.
Honestly, surprised it wasn't you.
It's weird though. I don't think I've ever been in a point where I've needed an IV. I would have taken an IV.
You've been at really quick funny story. My birthday a few years ago, we all went drinking in LA, and the night was so long. And Jackie's car was she had her car parked at my house. And then she was like, yeah, I just got home or something. She said something like, I'm in my car or something. I look on my driveway and Jackie is passed out in her car on my driveway until the next morning. And I'm like, why did you just come in? Why were you out there?
Because I remember that.
I woke up in the morning. I was like, why is she on my driveway sleeping?
Oh my God, yes. That was a crazy day. Because we went like all day. Because you did like a brunch thing.
We did like a day party.
Night party. And then we went into night party. Roger was my hero that day. That was the first day I met Roger. That's our friendiversary. And he was my hero that day though, because he called us an Uber to get back to your house. And he was like, don't drive home. Just like go and sleep in your car. And he was like, just like sleep it off. Yeah. And I was like, absolutely. So I literally got in my car and passed out.
What? Yeah.
And
I think that's what's so funny is instead of telling me, hey, can I come in? You didn't even. I did. You just went to sleep in your car on my driveway.
And then I woke up at, I don't even know what time. It was like.
So yes, based on this story, I'm surprised it wasn't you.
Yes. Okay. That's fair. Fair enough. No, so it wasn't me. But that was such a great day. But no, it was such a good time. It was a fun time. I think like sometimes half the fun of Vegas is people watching. Oh. Because we did go down to the pool for a couple hours. It was blazing. It was like Satan's crotch there this past weekend. But so we were only out there for a couple hours. And of course we were not drinking. I cannot drink in that heat. Like it's not fun at that point.
I feel like you're sweating so much you don't even get drunk.
Yeah. No, you don't. Like, you completely, like, it felt like we were crying because we were sweating so bad.
You probably were, but.
I probably was. But yeah, but the fun of it is just people watching. And
I love it.
You see some interesting situations.
It's like going to Walmart.
It is. You never know what you're going to see. But just, you see the bachelor parties, you see the bachelorette parties, you see some folks.
Yes.
Maybe doing some stuff.
Out of pocket things. Shouldn't be doing.
I don't know. It raises like a good question of like cheating and, what's the cheating? And would you say something like.
I could out a lot of people right now.
Yeah, right. There's some things that go down and you're just watching it all. And it's just or just like watching like a group of guys like hit on a group of girls and like they're not having it. It's just fun. It's
honestly,
just
if my future fiance says I'm going to Vegas, I'm
absolutely not.
I'll be there too.
Great. I'm going too.
Great. I'm joining the bachelor party.
They call for a stripper. It's you.
Yeah, they call for the stripper. It's me.
Surprise. No, but it was a good time. It was, I feel like it was a good farewell to Vegas because I'm not a Vegas person. And yes, I know I say that and I've literally been like 5 times within the past year, but I just am not. It's just not my thing. I know it's your thing.
Love Vegas.
I know it's your playground. We're back to square one.
We're back. Like unfortunately, I know we discussed like my 30s was like goodbye to Vegas. And I'm like, well, hello.
Yeah. And
see you again in a different decade.
Yeah. You're like,
with more money.
Long time no see.
A long time no see.
Old flame.
Old flame.
No, but how was your weekend?
My weekend was good. Nothing crazy. Hung out with some friends.
You sprained another ankle?
No, we've been good. We've been working out. We've been doing it. We've been not letting the ankle stop us. So we're pushing through. I did try a restaurant out on Saturday called Workshop Kitchen.
Fun.
It's pretty cool. Really cool, like aesthetic. It was a tasting menu. I did have a plant-based tasting menu, and it was really good.
That's so cool.
Our favorite thing was the dessert. It was, oh my God, it was a strawberry sorbet, strawberry shortcake. Like
delicious.
I can't even tell you. It was so
good.
delicious. So it's a pretty cool spot.
Yeah.
The tasting menus are not too expensive. So if that's something, it's great if you want a date or friends or whatever you want to do.
We love a good tasting menu.
We love a good tasting menu.
Especially in LA. Yeah. You don't really find that a lot, I don't think.
Yeah. So I did that. And then we went out and, we did a bunch of other things. Last night I went to Elefante, which is another one of my favorite spots.
Look at you.
I love Elefante.
Elefante's a good time.
I love Elefante.
If you haven't tried Elefante,
go to Elefante. And
in Santa Monica.
Invite me with you.
Yeah. And let me know when the reservation is.
Make sure you get the whipped eggplant.
The whipped eggplant is to die for.
So the people I was with last night, they've never had it. I'm like, how have you come
How many times have you gone to Elefante?
That's why you go to
Elefante
for the whipped eggplant. Yes. They're known for the whipped eggplant.
It's so good.
How does that?
So delicious.
Yeah, rookies. They don't,
amateur hour.
Amateur hour. But anyways, that was good, but I think Monday's here and I've been questioning my decisions lately and I feel that I need to be on a better health path. I think there's been a lot of drinking going on lately.
There has been a lot for you.
There's been a lot for me.
And you've kind of never been that person. I mean, like you,
I
back
go
in
through
your
phases.
20s, like you were, but like, I don't know.
This is the worst it's been, I will say. And don't worry, like I'm not like drinking like every day. But I just think my body needs a little bit a cleanse.
Right.
So,
which is good.
So this is what we're going to be doing until Italy. So I'm going to Italy September 20th.
Yes.
So we're doing no alcohol to Italy. Italy.
Yes.
Should learn how to pronounce it first. Literally. It's about to be literally in 15 days.
15 days.
But we're going to do that. And then I was like, you know what? Because it's September, it's self-care.
Yes, September's a lot of things. Apparently.
Of things, yeah.
But one of the things that it is Self-Care Awareness Month.
Yeah.
Which is exciting. So this kind of falls in line with it.
It falls in line. So I was like, what better month? Let's do the cleanse. And then, not that I eat fried food that often, but because I think the only thing I eat is like chips here and there, but like it's not. But I was like, let's just no fried food too till the 15th.
That's always a good one.
Yeah. So you guys better keep me in check. We're going to see next week. Where I'm at.
How Sana's doing.
That'll probably be like at my house on the couch all weekend because I need to avoid people now.
Drinking mocktails.
I was like, nobody invite me out,
Nobody
please. Nobody invite me anywhere.
It's hard. It's hard to say. Even if you're like, you're not a heavy drinker, it's just hard to say no to like a fun, pretty yummy cocktail when you're out. It's when you're like, I don't want to have a good time. Like,
I mean, I've been on my like skinny margarita kick because I'm like, I feel guilt-free. It does the job.
Right.
That's been my go-to. But then I'm like, still, the alcohol, we need a little bit of a cleanse.
A little bit of a cleanse, yeah. No, but it's good because that's what today's topic is. Today's episode is about self-care, right? Because again, we're going to kind of go through and there's some different things that September represents. So one of them, like we just said, was self-care awareness. And it's also polycystic ovarian syndrome awareness, which I know is kind of a big jump, but it goes hand in hand today, which PCOS, because that is a condition that I have actually. So, and not many people know about it. So we're going to kind of just get into today about
fitness,
health, kind of our health journey, I think.
Health journey.
Because we both have had a health journey. Yeah. So I guess starting from the beginning, because I think you and I have, I guess, kind of a same foundation.
Yeah.
Kind of come from the same background, and then our paths kind of,
diverged.
Split off. Yeah, they kind of diverged. They kind of split off. So, what was your journey growing up as far as like looks and health?
That is a topic. So, growing up was difficult. I was the fat kid, chubby kid in my family since, no joke, since birth. Since I came out of the womb, just like a Michelin baby. And
so cute though.
I've always just been, there's like, when people are like, oh, like I gained so much weight or blah, blah, blah. I'm like, until like in my 20s, I was like, I didn't even know what skinny felt like. I never knew what skinny felt like. I was like, from day one, I had an unfair advantage, like to the point where the doctor literally told my mom that I have too many fat cells as a baby. I was like,
is that even a thing?
Apparently. He literally told my mom, like, she has too many fat cells, like, be careful. And Anita did me dirty. It was not me. No, it's interesting because I actually, my mom's very healthy. Like, my mom's always been very healthy. My mom's super fit. So you can only imagine the nightmare she had when she had an unfit child. Yeah. It was like her worst nightmare. But like, yeah, we didn't have soda, sugar cereal, Pop-Tarts, like none of that.
We didn't grow up with that.
But somehow I look like I was eating Twinkies daily.
Oh, same.
Like,
absolutely.
I was eating what normal kids were eating.
Yeah.
But I wasn't eating large. It was what normal kids were eating, but my body would just gain weight so quickly. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say I was like a super active kid. Yeah. I would like, my mom threw us in like swimming and things like that.
Yeah, kind of the normal,
but I wasn't like
stuff.
Super active. I hated PE.
Yeah.
I've like running. No.
Oh God. I hated PE. Yeah. That was one time. Do you remember like having to do like, you had to run the mile and
track days were the worst.
And then they would time you, right? And so one time, I think like out of just pure protest, because my friend and I just hated PE. We walked the entire thing.
I would do bullshit like that.
Yeah, we just walked the entire thing. Like we didn't care.
Yeah, fake an injury.
Yeah, no, I didn't give a shit. Absolutely not.
It's PE. Who cares? Yeah. So then, going through that was difficult, right? Coming from a South Asian family, which I've expressed before, like everybody. From men to women, everybody was skinny except me. Yeah. I'm talking first cousins, second cousins. We can go far out. Yeah. Moms. Yeah. Everybody was skinny but me. Yeah. So, and of course, they would pick on me all the time, all of those things. So it was difficult. Not until my 21, I would say 21, my brother and I started going to the track together. And we started running. We started running at the track. And that's kind of what kickstarted. He takes credit for it to this day, but that's kind of what kickstarted my path.
He was like the Mickey to your Rocky, like got you going.
Yeah. No, kind of though, like it was a big push. And I think I started going to the track and I started loving going to the track. So I would go to the track at night, put like blast music. And it was so like,
very freeing.
The wind in my face. Like I loved running.
Yeah.
And I didn't know I loved running, but I used to love going to the track. And then it became me going to the track without him. And then I started seeing the results. And of course,
that's what gets you.
That's what gets you. You start seeing the results. And of course, it's not even just it's diet goes hand in hand with it. I was going to the track and I was also watching what I was eating. And then, the weight started coming off. Yeah. Then I got into it. Then I started working out at the gym with my mom.
Right.
Started lifting, training, everything with my mom. We had a trainer for a bit. So that was a big kickstart. I mean, that was a big thing in my path, because I think a lot of females, like, you don't feel comfortable in the gym because you don't know what you're doing.
Yes. That's always been one of my problems is I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And it's not until recently do I actually feel comfortable because I started working out with a trainer. But yeah, I 100% agree with that. It's very intimidating.
It's very intimidating. Like back in the day, so like my cousin Amit, like we would all go to the same gym and my mom would my mom was so healthy. So when I was like 13, 14, she was like, you need to go to the gym. You need to go on the treadmill. You need to go do all these things. She's always like, you got to go do it. Like whatever, which is fine. But it was like when Game Boys were popular. So I would just be like on the elliptical, just like on my Game Boy.
I have this like vision of you with like the swinging and like you just on your
my
Game Boy.
And my cousin would always, he's like, she just goes to the gym and she's on her Game Boy.
Look, you know what? I'm here. I don't know what else you want from me.
I'm here. You didn't say what I had to do. Yeah. I'm here.
Well, and it's funny because our moms come from the 80s, 70s, 80s, which 80s, huge aerobics.
Yeah.
That's when aerobics just like came out onto the scene.
Yeah.
And I remember being 4 years old, like 4 or 5 years old, and
watching the videos.
Yes, I did the Jane Fonda aerobic videos, which let me tell you, that's some pretty kick-ass cardio. Even to this day, it's a pretty good cardio. And I would put on my swimsuit because I had leotards. And so just imagine me like the way I look now, but just shorter. And I would put on my swimsuit so I could do the workouts with her. And I would get my towel because they would get their yoga mat when they would do like floor work, and I would go and get the towel and like put it down. But I remember that. I remember, oh God, the 80s was the land of aerobics, low fat, fat free,
all
everything,
of those.
Diet Cokes. I remember drinking my mom's Diet Cokes. Weight Watchers, Slim Fast. God, this is probably we probably should have done a trigger warning.
Yes.
Because this is a lot of trigger.
Yeah.
God, Slim Fast. Oh my God, I can literally taste it in my mouth right now.
I've never tried it, but they would make fun of me about it.
Oh yeah.
And try to,
Yeah.
Anyways.
But it's interesting, but our moms came from that.
Yeah.
So it really is kind of shitty that like, I mean, I don't know, I'm kind of speaking for you, but like I would have appreciated maybe like my mom, not that my mom was really like hardcore, like you need to get to the gym, but there was still this just like, well, you just need to lose weight and you need to do this.
You need to lose weight. You need to lose weight.
And it's just so shitty because it's just like, you could have done something else, or you could have actually come at it from like a health perspective, right?
I think for me, they did. I don't know. I didn't care. I think for me, it's been so long like this. I was always like this. And I think because I had the unfair advantage of like I never was skinny. It's not like I was skinny and then got fat. Like I just was always overweight.
Always that way, yeah.
So I never had this was normal. This is I've always been like this. And I know like aesthetically, like I didn't like how I looked. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to sit here and say like I loved how I looked. I didn't like how clothes looked on me. I wasn't like, it's funny because if we're gonna throw up a bunch of clips. Like we're gonna throw a bunch of photos right here. But you know, you see me now. I'm so into fashion, all of that. Like at that point, I was like wearing bullshit because like nothing looked good on me, and then I wasn't into it. I had no sense of style. Like and then
you don't know how to dress a body.
And it sucks because back then, like when people were going to Abercrombie, Hollister, and all that, they didn't have the sizes. This episode, real trigger warnings for everyone. They didn't have the sizes.
Yes. Oh my God.
So I never got to be part of this Hollister, Abercrombie. I had like one of the fur jackets, and that's it.
I had one long sleeve Abercrombie shirt.
Yeah.
And it was because it was an extra large, even though their extra larges were like mediums, but it was the only thing that fit me. Yeah. It was the only thing. But I still had to like do the stretching out. Put your arms in it. You have to stretch it out. But yeah, I never had that face. I never. So I don't think we have any Gen Z listeners, but just so everyone knows, like, we struggled so you could have the little Y2K fashion that you do now. And that's not even Y2K fashion.
Yeah.
Try being above a size 0 and having to deal with low-rise jeans and the fucking whale tails with the thongs sticking out.
Oh my God.
And everything super teeny tiny. Because, like, it was all those, like, little teeny tiny shirts.
You know that? I don't remember this, but it was like the layers on layers.
Oh my God.
I would wear like 5 shirts at once and like different colors coming down.
With like the bottom one had the lace string. The lace string, good God. No, but because I had a very similar childhood, I was always the larger one out of all 3 of us. I was an adorable baby. So cute. But I was always the bigger kid in school. I always definitely had more of the baby fat. I was somewhat active as a kid, like somewhat. I mean, we did all the same Parks and Rec stuff. But we did I come from like a tennis family. Like we play tennis. So I was playing tennis, not like super regularly. It's not like we went out every single Saturday, but like we would go and do stuff. Like as a family, we'd go to the park. I remember all that. But it wasn't until junior high, that I think in 1 year I gained 30 pounds.
Wow.
And which like made no sense. And especially like as that's when you hit puberty, but your metabolism should still be pretty decent.
I never had that.
I mean, I never had it like super great, but still, like a kid shouldn't be gaining 30 pounds in 1 year.
Yeah.
And granted, yes, I did eat the like, the pizza and ranch and fries. I don't think it was every day. Like, I mean, it was a couple times a week, but still, I don't know. But I wasn't eating like that at home. I didn't grow up with the sugary stuff because my dad is diabetic. And so we didn't have any of that stuff in the house. And I remember him shopping at Trader Joe's when like it wasn't cool to shop at Trader Joe's back when like their stuff tastes like shit. So all the good stuff now, it was not like that. It was not always like that. We had like the stupid Puffin cereal that tasted...
Puffins? I remember Puffins.
It tasted terrible. But again, because it was like no sugar. So, but looking back on it, that is actually when my PCOS set in. And no one knew it.
I'm sure back then it was like even unheard of. Like,
yeah, I mean, it's still today, you tell people, I have PCOS and they're like, what the hell is that? They have no idea. And it is something that most people don't understand. Like even doctors don't understand. They don't know where it comes from. Typically it's like just hereditary. They have no cure for it. Great. Just fantastic.
Yeah.
But it sucks because I didn't know that. Now looking back on it, that was what was happening to my body. And that's typically when it sets in, is during puberty. Because all through high school, I played tennis. I swam for 1 semester, which we will not talk about. It's my Vietnam. I don't talk about it. And, but I played tennis all year long and did the summer things. I had my tennis coach and I was constantly working out and doing stuff. So it really made zero sense that I would be the size that I was. Mm-hmm. And even with the food that I ate, like, again, same thing, right? Like we both kind of came from healthier households. So it just didn't make any sense. So it sucked that my parents, this is probably something I need to talk to a therapist about, is my parents didn't recognize what was happening.
They didn't know back then.
They didn't, but there was also... However, there were also different symptoms that like didn't make sense of why this would be happening to their body. And there's like there's skin pigmentation, which is something that I have. There's like, this sounds super gross, like there's excess body hair, right? So like that doesn't make any sense. Like you should be getting checked out. Yeah. So it kind of sucks that like I didn't know anything. I actually didn't really I didn't actually get diagnosed until about like a year or two ago, with this, which really kind of blows. But yeah, same thing. Like I've never been thin, like ever.
Yeah.
Like,
no, it's like, no, it's not easy. It's not easy being in that situation and also being the only one in that situation. So I know so many people can relate to this that haven't gone through the journey or are going on the journey right now. Like it's not easy. And we were talking about this earlier where it's like, I went through my transition, I lost a ton of weight when I was about like 21, 22.
Yeah, I was going to say, what sparked it for you? Was there anything that was just like,
I think the thing with losing weight, I think with anything, until you're ready to do it, it's with anything. People can say all they want to, like everything, but until you're mentally ready to put in that commitment and put in that work and dedication, it's not going to happen. You have to be focused and like in the zone. Like when I tell you I didn't drink or eat bread for 3 months. Oh my God. 3 months. I was like, but that's me. Like when I'm in the zone, I'm in the zone. Yeah,
when you're in it, you're in it.
I'm in it. So I did that. I was working out consistently. Obviously having a trainer helped. I felt comfortable going to the gym by myself because I knew how to use the equipment. I loved lifting. And so
lifting is great.
Yeah.
I love it.
And I liked running at the track, but I didn't like cardio at the gym. Yeah. So all of those things. And then, diet is a big thing.
Diet's a huge thing.
You could do like 80%, like that's like 80% just eating clean. You're going to lose weight. Everything comes out. You can work out all you want, but it's diet.
It's 80-20.
80-20. You have to eat clean. And it's sacrifice. It's not easy.
It is. But I remember someone hearing, I can't remember where, but, or reading, and someone said you have to choose your hard, right? Because being unhealthy, it's not about looks. It really is not. For me, I'm not going to sit here and lie and be like, it's not about looks at all. No, because there is a portion of me that's just like, no, I do want to look good in things. Everyone knows this. And everyone's always just like, well, what's your goal? I'm like, my goal is to wear a dress without Spanx. That is literally my goal. And so there is a part of me that is about looks, but overall it is about health. And then especially finding out about PCOS, and I have insulin resistant PCOS, and there's 4 different types. But so it's almost like a diabetic thing in a way, but not. And so for me, it's more so about being healthy, right? And making sure that I'm keeping my body like in a good, healthy state.
That you have to.
So, but again, choosing your hard. It's hard to be unhealthy, but it's hard to be healthy. But either way, it's going to be hard. So you have to choose your hard.
Yeah. And I think people who meet me now, they're probably like, oh, what does she know? What do you know? What do you struggle with? And it's like, girl, do you know nobody has been through the brutal insecurities I have been through as a kid, and then the workout journey, and then I did gain weight in COVID. I gained a good amount of weight during COVID, and that's my body. If I don't eat consistently healthy, if I don't consistently work out, I gain like this. Yeah. I have to be consistently on it. Mm-hmm. And I can't just like have a burger every day or whatever. I have to be very mindful. Yeah. So it is work. It's still dedication. It's still work. I mean, I work out consistently 5-6 times a week. Right. Girls and gentlemen, Legree. If you guys want to get toned up, I am in the best shape I've ever. I'm not even at my goal yet, but I'm at the best shape I've ever been in, and because of fucking Legree. If you guys want to try a workout class or just want to go, just try it. I swear by it. Nothing has transformed my body this way. Nothing has made me feel this strong. Little backstory: I've torn my meniscus twice, so I did have to go through 2 knee surgeries, and that was difficult for me. Going from someone who lifted all the time, running at the track, then tearing my meniscus, consistently active, tearing my meniscus, then being like, oh, you can't run anymore because you're going to get arthritis. Oh, you can't do a full squat anymore because you're going to get arthritis. You're going to need knee replacement. So it put me in a workout funk for a while, my 2 surgeries, because what the hell do I do now?
Yeah, I remember that. Because you couldn't do anything.
I couldn't do anything, and then I wasn't feeling good about myself. And it's not when you go through these injuries, people that have gone through this, they understand what I'm saying. Yeah. But Legree I'm so happy.
So is that your form of self-care, or is that a form of self-care?
Self-care. Even let's go back to this past week where I wasn't able to work out. And I did push myself to go after 5 days. 5 days.
SMH.
After 5 days. Because we were just talking about this. I was like, when I don't work out, my mood is off. I don't feel like I'm as energetic. I'm not as happy. But then when I work out, I'm a morning person. So I work out in the morning. I'm ready to take on the day. I'm energy levels this high. I mean, I'm someone who will, on some of the days we work out at 7 a.m. So it's I'm ready to go. But
I'm a night workout person.
I'm not. I'm a sleep person at night. But it is so part of my self-care routine that it's off for me if I don't do it. And that's because I found a workout that I love. I loved lifting all this stuff, but I'm telling you Legree and then the results, everything. Yes. It's changed my body. And you've seen me.
No, and that's the key, I think, honestly, in talking about self-care, is finding something that you really enjoy. Yeah. And even because even when you do finding enjoyment in something is a form of self-care. Yeah. Right. And then if you can couple that with something that it betters your body, right? But then again, you have these mental and emotional benefits from it as well. Again, a total complete package of self-care. Because that's how I felt about Zumba. Which I know everyone will be like, Zumba. Listen, Zumba's a good time. All right.
I've actually never done it.
I'll go do Legree with you, and you come do Zumba with me.
And then I'm a big Peloton. I got a Peloton at home. My Peloton family.
Pelotons are great.
Add me on the Peloton. Let's ride together.
Let's ride.
Let's do it. I'm a big Peloton.
Cody Rigsby. He's my favorite Peloton instructor. He's funny. But I loved Zumba because I've always actually loved dance. And unfortunately, growing up, my dad did not consider dance a sport, and we had to be in a sport growing up. hindsight, that's wrong. Dance is 100% a sport. I mean, it's like it can be a very intense physical activity.
Amazing
they have
bodies.
amazing bodies. And so just because it wasn't the traditional sport, he didn't think, which kind of sucked because, again, I loved dance. I really enjoy tennis. I love tennis, but
I love dance too.
Dance was just so much fun for me. And so this is like my way, right? Of like 5, 6, 7, 8. Like,
I feel like the Zumba instructors are always going to be like so fun and like flamboyant.
Honestly, so
and
here's my thing though, is I'm very particular, kind of particular about a lot of things. But I have one favorite instructor, Zumba Joe. Zumba Joe. And he's amazing. He's so good because he just, the way that he does it and the moves that he does, it's great. So I'll go do Liquor and you come do Zumba with me.
All right, done.
But yeah, no, I mean,
you're going to die.
Yeah, I mean, you'll die in Zumba too. Because like Carol, 6-year-old Carol in the front, she's kicking my ass. Like, and I'm trying to keep up with her.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I'm sure because I've done Pilates, haven't done Legree. I've done Pilates
it's
a couple times.
Legree. It's
a lot.
Yeah, I'm just gonna start taking all my dates to Legree. Let's see how they all handle it.
See how you all handle it. But so what's changed for you since you have like adopted self-care, right? Like this version of self-care, which is going to the gym and like bettering yourself with your health, right? So how has that impacted you, and how has your life changed since you've lost weight? Because we both have had major weight loss.
Yeah, it's been great. I feel good. That's the biggest thing is I feel good. It's not about looking good. I feel good. Like, you know, I eat very clean. You know that I don't. Yeah. Again, I know my little meat eaters are gonna come at me, but like I don't eat meat. I don't eat meat. I was vegan for 3 years. I don't eat much dairy. Even now, I don't eat that much dairy. So I live very healthy. And I'm someone that's like, I think people don't realize, like, just because, like, even my skinny people out there or my thin people, like, just because you look good and you're not gaining weight doesn't mean you're healthy.
It does. Looks do not determine health, and which I am, like, I'm a walking, breathing person of that. Like, just because, yes, I look a certain way and I am plus size, and I'm technically, yes, I'm overweight. Like, I can go and lift pretty heavy. I have a pretty decent amount of muscle mass. Like, I don't have high cholesterol. Like, I don't have high blood pressure. Like, but again, most people would assume like my diet is a certain way, or that I've never set foot in a gym, or I don't do any of that. And that is not accurate. Also, they think that I'm probably very lazy, and then come to find out, no,
I'll outlift you.
Yeah, I'll outlift you, but also I have PCOS. Yeah. My body, like the thing is also like with PCOS, is your body hangs on to fat. Like it literally.
No, I know it's difficult.
It will not let me lose weight. And when I did lose, I had lost about 40 to 50 pounds before, and I've kept the bulk of it off. But I had to go in like starvation mode. Like I was only eating about 800 to 1100 calories a day, which is not recommended. Like that's not okay. Nobody should ever be doing that. Yeah. But I had to and I told my doctor that, and he was like, well, of course you lost weight because you were starving yourself. That is the only way my body was losing weight. So yes, looks do not determine health at all.
It's so important to like, you know, self-care, eat healthy, work out regularly. Like, again, not about the look, just for yourself, you know? And even when it comes, like for me, I'm so about this lifestyle that when it even comes to finding a partner, I need someone on the same page because
same.
If I'm putting in all this work to take care of myself, I need someone who's just on that same page because honestly, like if we're talking down the road, like I'm not about to like wheelchair you around, do all of these things because you gotta
because you didn't take care of
yourself. And unfortunately, like what people don't realize that is even though like you're like, well, that's their life, that fucking falls on you. When your husband is sick or your wife and is unhealthy, diabetic, cholesterol, blood pressure, who has to take care of that person? You. So when it comes to picking your partner, you got to think these things through. There's no way I'm going to be with someone who doesn't work out and eat healthy.
Right.
Because I'm about that. Yeah. And I'm not signing myself up for that journey down the road. Consider that mean or whatever, but I'm not.
Yeah. Well, it's also just even like lifestyle.
Lifestyle's a big one.
And having to navigate that. And then if you have kids, right? And then, okay, so like, how are we navigating this with the kids? And what do you feed your children? And how are you introducing a healthy balanced lifestyle to them. It's not about looks. That's my thing. It's like, God, again, if you could go back, right? Like I would love for parents to stop telling especially their little girls that it's about looks. It's not about looks. It's about health. And because again, there's skinny people out there that live on Diet Coke,
so their insides are so healthy, unhealthy.
And that's it. Yeah. But then there's some other people, right? Like myself, where if I go and I've had, blood tests and things and I'm okay. Like again, there's certain things related to PCOS that are not okay, but other places there are, right? So yes, can I lose weight? Of course. But again, it looks do not determine health.
Speaking of blood work, my audience out here, yearly blood work. I'm someone yearly physical. It's so important because your vitamin levels, everything. I think everybody's like afraid to go to the doctors because they're like, well, I don't want something bad to come up. And it's like, no, that's why you need to go. You need to make sure. Get blood tests, yearly physical. It's so important. It is. I cannot emphasize that. You got to do it. You got to, whatever happens outside of what you do, there's nothing you can do about it. But you have one life to live, one body. You got to treat it right. And do everything in your power because what you can. It's so easy to be like, in the moment, I'm fine. But what are you going to be like in 10 years? What are you going to be like in 15 years? Well, you got to think, what my actions today are going to be like later on.
Yeah.
And everybody lives in the moment. It's like, yeah, maybe that bag of chips is great right now.
Well, it's like everyone says, but, I think, who was it? Honestly, I think I heard a pastor say that life, because everyone says oh, life is short, but life is long when you make a dumbass decision.
Yeah.
Life is very long when you make stupid decisions.
Yeah.
It is not short then. But that's the thing, right? Like going and taking care of yourself. And along with self-care, I feel like sometimes the question comes up about not doing it for looks or you need to love yourself where you're at and all that good stuff. But I always kind of tell people that I do love myself. I just don't like the way I look. And I think that that's also something to remind yourself of, you can love yourself, but you can also not like certain things and want to change them.
Yeah.
That's fair, right? It's not always about, I really hate the whole, this sounds bad, but I kind of hate the whole body positivity.
I think we're on the same page about this
situation. And I know I had a different question I was going to ask you, but the whole body positivity, what I do love is that people are becoming more, or clothing companies are becoming, brands are becoming way more size inclusive.
There's more plus size models.
Yes, plus size models.
That.
The representation is there. I love the representation of just a body. It's just a different body, right? But I think that's what I hate about the body positivity movement is that it's like, you're so brave. And it's like, fuck you. I'm brave for existing.
Yeah.
Fuck off.
No, that's a good point. That's a good point.
I'm literally just here. I'm just existing. How is that fucking brave? And how is that body positivity? It's just, and I get you have to kind of put some sort of label on it.
But I agree with you on that one. And it's again, it's going back to not about being about looks, right? It's, yeah, you should love yourself and be happy within your skin. But it's you cannot come here and tell me that, I think it's so much positivity that it's they even forget about the health aspect. The health aspect doesn't matter.
Yeah, sometimes it's just kind of you can be whatever you want to be, and it's sure, if you're happy being obese, and I'm not saying this to be an out, but if you're happy being obese, that's on you, right? Yeah. But don't expect me to applaud that.
Yeah,
and because you know what? Again, same thing. I have insulin resistant PCOS, so that means that I really do have to watch what I consume, and I have to watch certain things that I eat because it can basically kind of I don't want to say trigger it because it's always there, but it inflames, right? Or just it exacerbates it. And so I have to watch that. And so knowing that, I don't think you as my friend, if you saw me eating and you knew the things that I shouldn't be consuming because it makes things worse and it makes my body worse and just my insides, I don't think you'd be applauding me.
No.
I don't think you would be sitting there being but excellent.
You do you,
your choice. And it's it is, but I'm not going to applaud that.
I'm not going to applaud because I come from a big health perspective. Like, to me, it's like, why aren't we pushing living a healthy lifestyle? Why are we not being healthy?
Active
and it's not just like, well, be happy in your skin. But you cannot sit here. I know everyone's circumstances are different, right? You're struggling with something. Everyone's different. But you cannot sit here and tell me that you are healthy, majority of these people. Like, you are maybe happy in your skin and all of that, but you also need to be healthy inside.
Yeah.
And that's the biggest thing for me. It's like, it's not about looks. You got to be internally healthy because like long term, what is that going to do for you?
Right.
This is your life.
Yeah.
And that's going to hinder your lifespan.
Yeah. That could, a whole host of problems could come from it.
Yeah.
And, just jeopardizing, jeopardizing your future.
So it's like, I think we're glamorizing being like, I'm not saying we're
do you think that the body positivity movement, do you think it's encouraging or you glamorize?
I think it's glamorized.
Obesity.
I think it's glamorized. And I want people to be happy in who they are, but I also wish it was a more of push on, it's not about like, again, how you look, but it's, let's live a healthy lifestyle. Let's be healthy. Let's encourage health over looks.
Yeah. No, I agree with that. That's my whole, because I go back and forth because again, it's like, well, someone can look at me, right? And it's like, yeah, because again, I'm struggling with something, right? I have a physical condition and, and again, people could look at me and be like, well, are you healthy? And I don't know, like I can go different ways on it.
There's a lot of people that are not struggling with anything.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. It's when you know that, like, because I know that I don't
like. This sounds bad, but I almost think it's used as an excuse.
Yeah, I think it can be used as an excuse. I do agree with that.
Excuse to not have to deal with these things, an excuse to just be like, well, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Let's just not even.
Well, I just want to do what I want to do.
Yeah.
And it's like, sure, that's totally fine. But my whole thing is, but don't expect me to applaud it. And also don't lump me into it. I think that's what I kind of hate about the whole body positivity movement. It's just, and like, oh, you're so courageous and you're so this. And oh, I wish I had your confidence to where it's like, no, you're just like, I'm just existing. Yeah. Like, that's also my problem with like plus size. It's like, no, it's just a fucking size.
Like why do we need a different category?
Why do we need a different category? Like maybe, maybe petite is a little bit different because like there are differences or whatever, height or whatever. But it's just kind of like with sizing, it's just sizing. It's not Mrs. and then women's.
Yeah.
It's not straight sizing and then plus sizing. It's just fucking sizing.
No, that's a good
Whether
point.
you're an extra, extra, extra small, which I know some girls that are very, very thin, like it also is very embarrassing for them shopping. It's hard.
Yeah.
They have to shop in the kids section. It's awful. To also women who are, 6 or 7 XL, right? But it's just sizing. Like, stop this. Like, that's my problem with the body positivity movement is that it continues that bullshit, right?
No,
of it all. I know we're kind of straying away. We always do
I don't even think I answered your question about how has my journey changed or how I felt.
How you changed with your weight loss. But yeah, body positivity, I don't know, kind of gets a little bit of a thumbs down. We're
gonna get some,
and that's fine. If there's a different perspective, but as a plus size woman, and as a constant plus size,
as a former,
get out of here. No, I love that there is inclusivity, but here's the way that body positivity to me is looked at, and this is definitely from a SoCal perspective, like an LA perspective, so it may not be this way. But to me, body positivity is just like being fat in LA. When you're fat in LA, girls look at you or people look at you and they're just like, oh my gosh, like, yes, girl, like power to you. Like we're all inclusive. But also if I looked like you, I would fucking kill myself. That is what body positivity movement means to me. That's literally what it is.
I couldn't agree more with you.
It's like, I love that for you, but if I look like that, I would hurl myself off a building.
Yeah.
And it's just like, okay, so where's the positivity?
No,
like,
I agree with that.
Like, I'm just existing. I don't know. That could be a whole nother episode. I know we strayed. But no, to get back on track. No, but like how has like fitness, like again, like how's your weight loss, like how has it impacted your life? And, that whole self-care kind of journey with it.
I love being on a routine. I love I feel good. I can't explain it. I love just getting up, doing what I need to do, starting the day. And I don't like when you we talk about when you find a workout you love so much, it doesn't become like a chore. It doesn't become like a, I got Bianca. I got Bianca into Legree. And even Bianca's talking about, it's like, I never wake up and I'm like, oh, Legree. Like, I'm like, no, let's do this. Let's go. Like, in fact, when I can't go, I'm like, what the hell?
Right.
Like, I couldn't book a class today because it was full. But I'm like, no, I booked one for tomorrow. And it's just,
it's just a good time.
But no, it's been good. I think obviously confidence goes up. Like,
oh, yeah.
You cannot deny whoever.
It doesn't
losing
change.
Weight, your confidence
it doesn't change everything.
It doesn't change, but the confidence does change.
It's like my mother.
Whoever's saying it's your confidence does change.
You're fucking lying. It's like my mother would say with money.
Yeah.
Money doesn't buy happiness, but it sure can help.
Yes.
So I think it's like with weight loss. Weight loss doesn't bring like complete 100% confidence, but it sure can help.
It can help. No.
I'm just going to say it.
I agree. So, it's been good for me. But I found the right path that made sense and that I love. I know with my people struggling out there, like I've been there, I know it's not, it's also one thing is to get into the mindset of doing it because it's a lot.
It is.
It's sacrifice, dedication. Yeah. Like it's a lot. But then I know it's even harder to find something you love and enjoy doing.
That is the hardest part.
Yeah.
Is that again, because you think of working out as
a negative thing.
As a negative, right? And it's like you have to. And again, just that diet culture that our moms were brought up in the 80s and the 90s. And oh God, like the 90s supermodels, like if anyone was around in the 90s and remembers the Naomi Campbells and the Yasmin Bleeths and the Cindy Crawfords, like, it was just, it was always about like the looks and you just had to be in the gym and it was cardio and it was never about, and it was like, oh, you can't have that. And if I eat this, then I have to go work out. It was a punishment, right? Like if you had yummy food, then you would have to go work out in order just like to not be fat because, God forbid. But now it really can be a form of self-care.
It is a form of self-care.
Like I know I really enjoy it. Like I do enjoy getting into the gym. Like, is it my favorite thing? No. Eating and sleeping is. Spending money is. But I do, but like everyone's always said, you never leave the gym saying I shouldn't have gone.
Oh,
you never leave. You're always
happy.
Way.
Like thank God I did this. Thank God I feel so good.
Yeah.
You feel so accomplished. But the best advice I can give to people, coming from the path I did, and Caesar, we're going to throw up a bunch of pictures right here. We're going to do a little slideshow montage. People are like, I don't believe her. How fat could she have been?
I don't think people ever believe you.
They don't believe me. I look very different.
Of how overweight.
So we're probably reeling this in right now as we're talking.
as we speak.
Everyone
take a look at the pictures.
Take a look. We're going to start from baby me to when I lost weight to regaining in COVID to me now.
It's a journey.
It's a journey. So I understand what you're going through. And I think don't give up is the biggest thing I can say.
Yeah.
Because there are days where at one point I became so scale obsessed. Every morning, wake up and go on the scale. And you would see it go up and down. And you're like, what the hell? Why is it going up and down? Don't pay attention to that.
Don't pay attention to the
because
scale.
There are going to be times where you are going to plateau. There are going to be times, every week is not going to be like a big losing weight week. Again, but you cannot give up. You have to keep going. And I promise if you keep going, you're going to see the results.
The consistency.
Consistency. And I'm a big thing on lifestyle. It has to be something you can.
Lifestyle change.
Lifestyle change. You have to, it can't just be like, let me do this for 3 months and then go back to my old routine. You need to bring this into your routine. And that's why I don't like big crash diets. Like I'm a big anti-keto person.
Yes.
I'm so against keto because
so anti
every person I know that has done keto, there's no world you're going to have no carbs.
Well,
it is not sustainable.
That's the key. Look, if keto works for you, and if that's what you want to do,
to me, I'm sure it's temporary.
Go do you. You do you, baby. But I'm very much against any of those. To me, I think that you should again be very, just be very cautious of any diet that says absolute nothing. Right. So anti-carb, anti-sugar, there's so much misconception.
Yeah, the sugar's a big one. Anti-sugar is a big one.
About
in
nutrition.
General in your life.
And that's
sugar,
the thing.
It shouldn't be. Sugar, it should be. Sugar is the root of a lot of diseases.
But I'm telling you, there is a lot, do your research. And I'm going to include, there is one guy, Ben Carpenter, who and Martin McDonald, these are two people that I follow amongst others, in the nutrition fitness world. And they really break down what sugar actually does to your body, what it does as far as weight loss, because there's a whole host of misinformation out there.
Really?
Like major. And I'm not saying that like the processed, like eating the gummy bears is good for you. I'm not saying that, but like there's people out there that say you shouldn't eat fruit because it has sugar.
No.
And,
like, I don't believe in that. No, I'm talking
bullshit,
about refined sugar, added sugar.
But again, there's so much out there.
Yeah.
Like do your research. We'll include for everyone, but
you gotta do. But no, that's So I think a big thing of why people don't have success is because you look for this quick fix of crash diet, all of these things, and they never work long term.
They don't.
You have to change
the
cleanses. You have to change. It has to be something you can keep up with. Something that sustainable. What you eat right now, but maybe smaller portions.
Right.
Maybe we substitute some things.
Yeah.
We substitute for healthier options, but you cannot. I'm from someone who has gone through different things and done like crazy. Like I've done like 2-week juice cleanses and like bullshit like that. I've done that.
I have been dieting since I was probably like 14 years old, which I think a lot of girls have. Because again, our moms came from that 80s, 90s diet culture. I've done I've done like the soup diet, the military diet, the 2-week cleanse. I've done slim fast. I've used to take, not fen, but
the
like
Subway diet, Jared.
Subway diet. It's more because that's all I could afford in college. But anyway, but yeah, something like it was less than fen, but it was those pills that you would get from GNC. I've done those. Yeah. I've done everything. Like I really have.
They never work.
They don't.
They temporary fixes for sure. It's coming right back on.
Yes, it's coming right back. Or just because, you see a major weight loss in 3 days, like that was a water weight.
Yeah.
You didn't lose fat. You didn't lose 10 pounds of fat, like guaranteed.
Yeah. 100%. I mean, that my biggest advice, and I know it's everyone says that, it is lifestyle change. Yeah. It is finding something you can keep up with long term.
Yeah.
Short-term fixes will not work.
Come
at me. Yeah. It'll not work.
But that's the thing. I agree. I think that would be because I when I lost like my 40 to 50 pounds, I followed, and again, we'll include the link, but it was Fit Girl's Guide. And it was great because you do buy just like this guide and it breaks down all the food and it shows you a whole host of 100-calorie snacks that you can have. And it doesn't even actually tell you how many calories you're eating that day because all the food is pretty much already planned out for you. That was another one I did. Oh God, the food that got delivered to your house.
Yeah.
Nutrisystem. Did that. I did the Weight Watchers, the point system. Anyway, but I would encourage everyone to just do your research. Mm-hmm. And so again, we'll include links to people that I know I personally follow, that are good. They're evidence-based, researchers, and they've done their research. It's not the bullshit.
Yeah.
And, they're really, really good. And I get my fitness advice from those people. But yeah, do your research. Don't do the crash fad diets. It's not going to work. The cleanses are not going to do anything.
They're not going to do
That's
anything.
Like, I wonder why I didn't lose weight from eating that dinner salad last night. Am I skinny yet? They don't do anything.
And I think that's a big thing that's skinny yet is I know it's so easy to get discouraged when you don't see results right away.
Yes.
I've been there. You don't see the results and you're like, well, fuck it. I'm over it. Give it time.
Yeah.
Give it time and it'll happen. You have to just go through the process because
I agree.
It's not a quick thing. It takes time.
Yeah, but I also feel like that kind of touches on a point of use fitness because again, it's about self-care, right? Yeah. So find something. And we wanted to talk about self-care within like the fitness and health realm. So it should be about doing something for you. Doing something. And that's because
the 1 hour for you.
Exactly.
Give yourself that 1 hour. That's the thing is nobody's that busy. If you have time to meet friends, if you have time to do any of these things, have time to go on TikTok, have time to anything. Yeah. No one is so busy that they can't give an hour for themselves because at the end of the day, it is for you. This is only benefiting you.
Or even if you are really busy, like make it a point. Make it a point that this is for not just your physical health, but it is for your mental and emotional health.
Yes.
I know that I am not one of those people that gets energized from working out. I'm not. I think it happened to me once.
Because you work out at night.
First of all, that has nothing to do with it.
People.
I've worked out in the morning, afternoon. I've been doing this since I was 14 years old. So, but I'm just not one. But I always feel good because I feel like I've done something for future me.
Yeah.
I've done something for my health. That's really what I'm concerned about is my health. My dad is diabetic. Diabetes runs in my family. I've seen what it can do. And it's awful. And that's not something that I want to experience. And I'm going to do everything that I can to,
exactly.
keep that away from me.
And I wish more people focused on the long term.
Yes.
Everybody's like, well, let me just eat this right now. But it's like, yeah, you can drink this soda every day and you might not see the effects of drinking this soda every day, but eventually you're going to.
Right.
Or it's going to happen.
Just the crap that
there's too much arrogance to like,
Yeah.
Ignorance, not arrogance. Ignorance.
Arrogance too. But no, there is. There's a lot of ignorance around it. But that's what I enjoy about it is that it allows me to do something for future me. It allows me to really make that the focus. And it helps me mentally. Because again, that knowing that I did something physically does help me mentally that like, yes, I did something. It's
you
like,
feel accomplished.
You do. It's almost like when you save money.
Yeah.
Like when you don't go and you spend something, or when you get paid and you take that money and you put it in your savings account, you feel good. Or you're putting it in a retirement account, however you're doing that. You feel good. You're like, I'm doing something. I'm taking care of future me. Or it's like when sober you takes care of drunk you. You're like,
no, it's
right.
Yeah.
Like you're doing something, but like emotionally that helps me. Mentally that helps me. Also, when I do something physically, like going on walks, the power of walking, everyone. The power of walking is so. Honestly, if you don't even know where to start and you're just like, I really do want to start doing something for myself.
There's something like that
start
simple.
Walking. Start walking.
That's also good for your mental health.
It is. It's so good.
You think about your things. It's a good time to just clear your thoughts.
Do whatever you're going to do. For me, I listen to podcasts. You can listen to our podcast.
Listen to us.
You can listen to us. You can listen to music. You can do an audiobook. You can, a lot of times, sometimes I'll listen to different sermons, different pastors that I follow. Sometimes it's a time of prayer and meditation for myself. Thinking through things, processing through things, talking to a friend. If you don't have time to talk to your friends and you know that those friends they make you feel good and you want to catch up, or family members, make it that time, right? If you want to, 30 minutes, tell that person I want to be on the phone with you for 30 minutes. And then the rest of the 30 is maybe for you if you're going to do it for an hour or whatever it is. Mm-hmm. But there really are.
It could be that simple.
It could be that simple. I'm telling you, start with walking if you don't even know where to start. 30 minutes of walking, at least 3 times a week, so good for you.
So good.
So good for you. But really, just do something for you this month. We challenge everyone.
Challenge everyone.
Encourage
we're
everyone.
Going to challenge. I'm going to do my 2 weeks, of something.
Along with Sana, I am going to focus on meal prepping and cooking at home at least 4 times a week.
Yes.
Because that is how I did my weight loss before. And it just does help with my PCOS. I'm not eating things that are triggering it. So I'm going to do that as well. But really just honestly challenge yourself. Don't wait for New Year's resolutions and you're going to do this.
That's not exactly. The amount of times I was like, oh, I'll start this next month or I'll start this on Monday.
Yeah.
We don't need to wait till Monday.
No,
start now.
Tomorrow.
Start tomorrow.
Like figure out something. Yeah. And even if it isn't fitness related, like do something for you. Even if it's like stretching, right? Or like yoga or something like that, anything, just something self-care. But, we did want to talk about fitness and health because that is something that
it's a big part of
it's a big part of our lives and something that's really impacted us.
Impacted us. And I think a lot of people can relate to the situation. They can relate to going through it or going through it currently. And again, I'm someone who loves when people reach out to me. So like, if you're someone going through this and need advice or how did I do this or
or if you want to join a Legree class with
take a class with me.
You want to come to Zumba with me and Carol.
Yeah, whatever you want to do. Like, I would love to give advice. I love to share if you want to know what to eat, what a day-to-day is for me. I'm an open book.
Yeah.
Also, if you need a trainer, one of my good friends, Shireen, she's a great trainer in Orange County.
Yeah.
So
I have a great friend, Athena. Athena Nastos. She is a trainer as well. She had been training me. She's amazing. So we'll put all their information, honestly, in our episode recap. We'll put all their links so you can find the people that we follow, the people that we recommend, the things that we've used. I definitely still have a ways to go. But, I have done this before. I have lost a good chunk of weight before, gained a little of it back because of COVID. But we both have been on this journey, and we don't want to gatekeep any secrets.
No, I want to help. I want people to feel good, look good, be their best, and just be happy and
do something for you.
Do something for you. And if you guys do something this month that you do take a challenge or something, like, please share with us.
Please share with us.
I want to know.
Slide into the DMs.
Slide into DMs.
Would love
comment.
to know. Yes.
Anything. I want to know what you did.
Yes.
And
or
just what your journey has. What
your journey has been, or something that has worked for you. Like, it's not gatekeep things.
It's not gatekeep. I hate gatekeep girls. Yes, I'm someone like, if you like my dress right now, it's from Zara, by the way. But
Shania Twain concert.
Yeah, I'm very open about everything. Yes. Everything and anything. So
yeah, absolutely.
I'm a nice person.
Debatable. No, I'm just kidding. Sana's a very nice person. But that wraps up episode 5 for today.
It's crazy. I can't even believe we're done with 5. But.
I know. It's kind of wild. We're going into our second month.
And we actually didn't even touch on this. I know you guys were expecting a spicy episode today.
Yes.
And we said that last episode.
Yes.
And unfortunately, Samir has been postponed a few weeks.
It's
going to happen this month.
Scheduling difficulties. It will happen this month.
Yes.
So,
and it'll be good.
It'll
probably be better, but the spice is coming.
It is. We're sorry that
probably
we promised you something.
7.
Yes, I think episode 7.
Lucky number 7.
All right. Thanks everyone for listening in. Go do something for you this month.
Go do something. We'll see you.